Well, last night in the NASCAR race, everything that could happen did happen in every single way, shape, and form. And in the F1 race this morning, everything that could happen did not happen. There was one moment that happened in this race. Literally nothing else. No spins, no incidents. I don't even know if there was a penalty. Maybe Lance Stroll speeding in the pit lane. Now that I think about it, I think that's it. That's it. Lando Norris picked up his second career win. Of course, got that first career win at Miami earlier this year. And he was starting on pole. And Lando Norris's big thing this year has been, well, when he gets a pole, he loses it very quickly. And so coming off the summer break, refreshed, reamped, remotivated, maybe Lando Norris could get the pole, and he did get the pole, and run away with it. Take the lead, get away, and run away. Yeah, he blew the pole again. Max Verstappen took the lead, not even heading into turn one. He had the lead before they got into turn one. It was a terrible start from Norris. And Verstappen left for the first 18 laps of this thing. And then Lando Norris blew by him, and it was never close again. Lando Norris won this thing by 22.8 seconds at the fastest lap of the race. I kid you not. I could try to draw this out, extend this out, try to make up something that happened, but I genuinely can't. The recording is showing it's been a minute and a half, and I'm already going to the finishing results. Lando Norris wins. He gets his second win of the season. He closes in on the Drivers' Championship, which I still don't think is a possibility unless he wins out, essentially, which there's 9 races left. But McLaren very clearly has the fastest car right now. Lando Norris should have multiple wins at this point this year, but does not due to, as I said, being on pole and giving up the lead, due to some strategy issues, due to some controversy like at Hungary. But ultimately, when it came down to the Dutch Grand Prix, Lando Norris ended up getting on pole, and though he lost the lead early, he was able to come back and dominate this race. He also was the first driver to hand Max Verstappen a loss at his home race. Speaking of Max Verstappen, he finishes second for the first time in his career at his home race. Max Verstappen's on a 5-race losing streak. It's his longest losing streak since 2020. That was 4 whole years ago, by the way. It's the first time he's lost from second place in 5 races. He hasn't won since June, maybe May. I want to say June. June sounds right. It's been a long time since Max Verstappen's won. Today was the first day that we had heard the Dutch national anthem, and as I said, 2 months, which that's a long time considering the recent Formula One trend. But Max Verstappen still has a 70-point lead in the driver's standings, and it was his first loss at home, but hey, he's still decent in the driver's standings. Constructors is not looking good for Red Bull, but they're still winning in both. And as I said, Max Verstappen's his first home loss. That's the big story here. Red Bull nowhere near as dominant as they were just even earlier this year with Verstappen. But Verstappen, the first time at the Dutch Grand Prix, he does not leave with the first place trophy. He still gets a podium, still gets a trophy out of it, but it is not a number 1. It's at number 2. Third place, Charles Leclerc. Great race by Leclerc, honestly. Started this thing 6th, made his way up a couple of positions, and then the way the pit stop cycled out, he was able to get up to 3rd. A great race by Ferrari, a great race by Leclerc. A little bit surprised at their pace today. I thought it was going to be McLaren and Max Verstappen and maybe a Mercedes day, but Charles Leclerc and even Carlos Sainz, we'll get to him in a minute, they did really good today. A really good day for Ferrari. 4th place, Oscar Piastri, I would say a disappointing day. Started this thing 3rd. McLaren was clearly the best car today. And, Piastri lost a position at the beginning. They tried to do some alternate pit strategy where they pitted him 7 or 8 laps later than everyone else and tried to make up those positions to Russell and Leclerc back, but he got past Russell, just got stuck behind Leclerc. Couldn't do anything about it, finishes 4th. They still gain on the constructors' standings. 5th place, Carlos Sainz. As I said, great day for Ferrari in terms of the Sunday. Obviously, wish they qualified better, but 3rd and 5th, that's great for their constructors' standings. That's great for their points. Podium on the day, great day for Ferrari. 6th place, Sergio Perez, one of his better races this year. Started 5th, finished 6th. Decent day. Nothing to celebrate about, obviously. They keep the constructors' lead, but he didn't crash it. He didn't finish out of the points. He didn't get eliminated in the first 2 rounds of qualifying. Decent weekend considering how his year's gone. 7th place, George Russell. I gotta admit, I'm confused what Mercedes did. Russell was ahead of Perez and Sainz was rapidly closing in on Russell and probably would have got by him regardless, but Russell pits for the soft tires with like 20 to go, but he was like 20 seconds behind Perez and there was no way he would have caught him. Why did they pit him? Like, you were probably going to get passed by Sainz and that's okay, that's whatever, but you were still probably going to finish ahead of Perez. Like, you had 6 or 7 seconds on him. Why did you pit Russell? You just gave up an extra position. And, I mean, it wasn't even close. Russell still finished 5 seconds behind Perez. I don't understand that call. Someone smarter than me, please explain in the comments why they made that call. I don't get it, though. I don't get that call. Lewis Hamilton had a bad qualifying yesterday, rallies to finish 8th. Pierre Gasly got a couple points for Alpine. Fernando Alonso got himself a point for him and Aston Martin. Then we go to your non-points finishers. Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Stroll, Albon, Ocon, Sargent 16th. Decent job by him. Yuki, Magnussen, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu. As I said, no incidents in this race. Not even a single yellow flag in this race. Super duper uneventful race. I'm sure Lando won driver of the day, which, by the way, can we just talk about how pointless that award is? Like, we've watched Max Verstappen do what Lando did today without throwing the pole away in the first lap, and Max Verstappen go on to win by that margin, and he doesn't get driver of that. Anyways, that's such a random side rant. Anyways, as I said, uneventful race today. First race back from the summer break. Nothing happened. Lando Norris wins. McLaren looking very good. They close the Constructors' Championship gap to 30. Lando closes the Drivers' Championship gap to 70. I feel good about a McLaren Constructors' Championship. Lando Drivers' Championship, still not sure. We'll see how the upcoming 2 or 3 races go before we declare a championship battle on the driver's side. But thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. As I said, just really not much to talk about this morning. Truck Series races today, if you're interested in that. And then as for next week, we got the Italian Grand Prix in F1. We got the Southern 500 in NASCAR. Should be a fun weekend next weekend.